What's up, guys? Out here with another video, and today I want to talk about people who are using this coronavirus thing to try to push this end of times prophecy thing being fulfilled. And I'm actually seeing this from a few pastors. Pastors who got congregations, and one pastor in particular. I'm not going to say his name. I do admire him to a certain degree, but he's one of those pastors to where he's like, he's always bragging about how he's not on social media and how, they don't really put stuff on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and things of that nature. When nothing is happening, he doesn't really post on any social media, but whenever something happens, such as this pandemic, what I've been noticing is that, he won't stay off of YouTube. He got multiple videos, multiple posts, Instagram, Facebook, all of that stuff. And, and this is where, the videos start to come out and trying to prove and show that this is the end times and, we all need to get ready and things of that nature. And first of all, I have no problem with people posting those messages or saying those types of things. What you got to realize is that when you tell people or you're posting these types of messages, what you're doing is that when things start to get better and you kind of disappear, basically, it's almost like, you're only keeping people engaged and you're only using that time of that pandemic or whatever to promote a certain message, to try to get people engaged. And that actually does a disservice to the church because, if you're only coming around when you think that this is the sign of the times, and when things start to clear up and people think that it's okay, people don't really take the church seriously 24 hours, 365 days of the year. So they don't, it's just like they only start to believe in the Bible or follow Christ or really start to believe in, revelation only when a pandemic or something is happening, And that's not what the church is about, and this is why one of the reasons why we have so many problems in the church is because people want to take select times to actually talk about or to actually try to prove the end times. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when there's no signs of that, then everyone's pretty much silent. You're not talking about the sexual perversion that's going on in the church. You're not talking about the people that's struggling with porn, the abortions that's going on, certain laws, like right now, that there's a bunch of laws that are trying to be passed by certain governors to where they're trying to keep churches locked down for another few months, but they're opening up bars and, restaurants and tattoo parlors and stuff like that. But they don't, they want to keep church services locked down. You see what I'm saying? And you don't have a lot of these pastors talking about that. Even this one pastor in particular that I was just talking about, all he's talking about is, this is the end times, you got to get ready and stuff like that. And it's like we can't just focus on that, and then you have these other people who are non-believers, and these are who I really want to talk about here. People who are not Christians, and they're so focused on, see, this is the Antichrist and this is that. And I had this one guy comment on one of my videos, and he tells me that the Bible is not real except for the book of Revelation. That's the only book in the Bible that's real. And he don't even know how to pronounce it. He said Revelations when it's actually Revelation with an N at the end of it, not an S. So he goes, that's the only book in the Bible that's true. And I'm just like, well, how do you even get to that book without even reading the rest of the Bible? And you got these unbelievers walking around here talking about the Illuminati and, these elites, and this is what's happening, and this virus is, something that, is happening because the elites are trying to do population control and all of this conspiracy theory stuff here. And one of the things that always boggles my mind is that, okay, so let's just say that this is the work of the Illuminati and the Antichrist and all of that stuff there. What is going to happen when they really start to crack down on you? Like what is your refuge? Where are you going to go when they start doing martial law? When they start, rounding you up, like a lot of people believe that they're just going to start rounding people up and doing all of these things. Like where are you going to stand when tribulation comes? That's what I want to know from a lot of you unbelievers. When tribulation starts coming upon you, and God starts to rain his judgment down on the earth, because if you read the book of Revelation, and if you have any biblical understanding, you know that the things that the plagues and the tribulation, majority of that stuff is going to be God unleashing his wrath on unbelievers. Okay, that is God's punishment to unbelievers. When we start to read about water turning to blood, and the sun being darkened, and just all of these evil and unimaginable wicked things are begin to happen. Like where are you going to be? Where are you going to run? How can you hide from the eye of God? You see what I'm saying? Now me, when it comes to my dispensation beliefs, I'm one of those types of guys, and to be honest, and this is why I continue to study my Bible, and I continue to study, the book of Revelation. I continue to ask God to give me, wisdom and, proper guidance. But I don't believe that Christians are going to be here during the time that God unleashes his full wrath on the planet. When he unleashes his full wrath, we're talking about the hail that is going to be coming out of the sky. The biggest hail that we've ever seen, destroying everything. When we talk about the diseases that's going to come and wipe out 2/3 of the planet and things of that nature, when we read about that in the book of Revelation, those things are not for the believer. The believers won't be here on earth. All right, Christ's chosen won't be here. You know what I'm saying? But those who haven't found themselves in Christ will be here. So I want to ask you guys, for you guys who don't believe in Christianity, you don't believe that Jesus is your Lord and Savior, who's going to save you from that? When anarchy starts to break off and you don't have the church to protect you anymore, when you don't have the church to stand up and give their blood, because all of their blood is going to be shed already. Christians they're all going to be gone. When you don't have anyone to stand up to the government and fight for basic civil liberties, then who are you going to run to? Are you going to run to the atheists? You going to run to the Buddhists, the Muslims, the Hindus? They don't even have any. They don't have any answers right now for what's going on. And you think that these people are going to save you once the Christians are not here anymore? So if you're so worried about what's happening with this COVID-19 thing, and you think that this is the end times, and you think that this is the elitists doing all of this stuff, then how is this going to be fixed? What do you think is going to happen? The only thing that you got to look forward to is death. And when you die, you're still going to have to meet the Lord, on Judgment Day. So it's not like, you're going to be, like a group of people are just going to come and just shut all of this stuff down. Who are you going to look to? That's something that you guys need to ponder. And I got my own beliefs and my own comments about this whole COVID-19 thing. And But at the same time, man, I know who's on the throne and I know who's sovereign. God is sovereign. Like this isn't something that is a surprise to the Lord. The Lord already knew what was happening, and He's allowing this stuff to happen. You know what I'm saying, with this whole COVID-19 thing. So, but I just wanted to put that message out there, and I want you guys to really, really think about that. Really think about that when the Lord really starts to unleash His judgment. When He really pulls His hand back. See, God has been pulling His hand back from this earth just over time. As more and more people reject Him, He continues to pull His hand back and continues to take back that hedge of protection. That's why, you can look at some of these people say some of the most egregious things, some of the most craziest things on national TV, and you're just like, 20, 30 years ago, this person wouldn't have been able to say this, or no one would have dared to say these things on national TV. And it's like, now people just don't even care. And you just see the minds of some of these people, and some of the actions and some of the corruption and things that's just going on. People getting away with murder and child sex trafficking, and those people are starting to be protected. And it's just crazy. You got some of these people that's been accused of just some egregious, heinous things. Like, for instance, I think there's one guy, or actually there's a few people who's supposed to be getting released from jail due to COVID-19, but at the same time, they're willing to lock people up for not social distancing. So it's like, if you're trying to keep COVID-19 out of the jails, then why would you lock people up who've not been social distancing? Because they can potentially have it. See, and it doesn't make sense. And that's because God is slowly but surely removing His hedge of protection from around this world. And one day it's going to get to the point to where God is not going to intervene anymore. God isn't going to speak to anyone. There isn't going to be any Christians to proclaim the gospel. And and you're just not going to have that mediator. Christ isn't even going to be here. So when those things start to happen, what are you going to do and where are you going to go? And I want you guys to ponder that. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you like what you seen, like what you heard, like, rate, share, comment, subscribe, and you guys have a blessed day.